basketball for the Los Angeles Lakers.
All right.
The sustain, man. Hello and welcome. 2 cents worth one. That intro is worth at least 2 cents. That was all right.
At minimum, thank you. I've been practicing all week.
Are you all right?
Am I all right?
Yeah. How are you doing?
My all-star votes weren't the people that I wanted it to be, so I'm
Well,
a little
when are
less
they ever?
than all right.
You know what I mean?
I mean, that's true. I guess.
I guess they still have something for us to talk about in that case. We wondered how the
They
hell they
do.
were going
They
to
give
market
us
all
something.
stars, but people are still talking all star. So
Yeah. So
the
I
fuck are
mean,
we?
I think people are going to be talking all-stars all the way up to the weekend, probably.
I would imagine.
Because I think next week the reserves come out.
Yeah, that makes sense then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if Lowry Markkanen's not on that list, somebody's dying.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm not gonna say it was me, but like,
No, this can't be used in a court of law. But
no. But I mean,
just saying,
it might have.
hypothetically.
I may have been involved. Anyway,
Great. Now this can be used in a court of law, Nate. Way to go! You fucked up, bud.
I said may, so it was
No, all you
still
say
ambiguous.
is I plead the fifth.
It's still ambiguous.
That's all you say.
Anyway, NBA notes. I kind of have a type with big men. Let's check on LeBron because, you know, he's almost at Kareem.
Yeah.
Sits 117 points away from Kareem all time.
It's funny. I have this day in sports note on that similar discussion. That same discussion. So that's a crazy thing then. Well, we've been talking about LeBron for like 4 weeks now, and
that's true. Every week.
I mean, week of this day.
It's gonna be talking about LeBron every week probably until he passes Kareem.
At least.
Let's be honest, he might pass Kareem by next week.
That's fun.
Because
that's very possible.
Since turning 38, I think he's averaging 35 points a game.
That's ridiculous, dude.
Like he's playing at an all-time level. He's playing better than any of his prime versions.
His ultimate prime is his 40 decade. That's his ultimate prime.
Yeah, like literally. Like who would have thought that best LeBron would have been 38-year-old LeBron? Not Heat LeBron. No. 38-year-old Lakers LeBron that is sitting at like the 10th seed.
I love it.
He's trying to carry the Lakers so hard on his back and is just not getting anything out of it, unfortunately. I don't know if you saw the missed call the other day or like last night.
How do you not see that call?
2 nights ago?
How does anybody not see that call?
How the fuck does the ref camera and then got teed up for it
in that goddamn arena and not see that call? What the fuck?
It was terrible. It should have been a game-winning layup. I'm normally one for
Schroeder's tweet or Instagram post about it or whatever.
I didn't know.
Yeah, I think it was Schroeder. He fucking lit the NBA refs up as a whole, as a unit.
Oh yeah.
Talked about missing out on like 4 or 5 games this year because of shit like this, and like it's just like it's got to be exhausting. Like I know people like to look at sports and kind of minimize them as, you know, just this entertainment facet of society, but for these guys playing, it is their career.
Their job. It is their job.
Family and put food on their table. Like.
And success matters when it comes to something.
Success matters greatly, and not for nothing. If you're a guy like Dennis Schroeder and you're on the Lakers with AD and LeBron, this is your chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For a lot of these guys, this is the time for them to make their money, and those 5 games can really mean the difference in.
Oh yeah, that's literally
ridiculous amounts of bonuses, let alone from what it does for your career potentially. Like
that could literally put them in like a playoff position.
How many guys get another job because they're a veteran who was on a World Series champion or a world champion or whatever? Like, you know what I mean? Like
literally.
That alone, there's all kinds of facets that go into getting these things right, and when you don't, it's so fucking wrong.
It is so bad. And then like. They need to implement something because the most they can do right now is go on Twitter and say, we're sorry for missing the call.
Exactly. And everybody goes, great. What the fuck does that do?
Yeah. I was like, what does that accomplish? What did you do? Like,
means nothing.
no, it's not gonna.
It's the same thing in
There needs to
baseball.
be
There's
some.
no way.
There
There's
needs to
no
be
way
something.
to monitor how this is enforced. There's nothing that you can do because they're in baseball, at least the umpires are a separate entity that control themselves. So you know what I mean? Like there's not an easy way to do it, and it fucks up the game a lot of the time.
Yeah, like they need to like find a way to just to implement some sort of rule, not necessarily overturning the not necessarily overturning the win and being like, oh, they should
No,
have win, therefore we're gonna award them the win.
no, but what
But
type of like
like
coaches challenges scenarios are there in the NBA? Because in the NFL, you see that shit play out a lot more.
you get one coach's challenge for the game.
But
And
like,
so I think they used their coach's challenge earlier in the game,
okay,
which I mean, sure, but like give more coaches challenges then.
yeah, why don't you get
Or
three?
give one coach's challenge that's reserved for clutch time.
Get one per quarter or something. You know what I mean? Like I don't know,
Yeah.
like one per half. Like
Yeah, like have something where the coach can use one
yeah,
during the
because there
game
needs
that they think will be impactful, and
there
then
needs to
one
be some
in
level
clutch
of
time.
policing available. Like even with
Yeah.
the new strike zone and the new pitch clock coming to baseball, the way that they're doing like timeouts and review calls, there's only the pitcher. I think it's only the pitcher, the catcher, and the batter can actually ask for like a check that strike call or whatever. And I like the
Oh
way
yeah.
that there is like there's separate levels of policing there available on both sides of the team of the game, and it's still there's now something in place to help guide that umpire to help avoid those mistakes anyway. So like there needs to be something like you're saying in place to
There
actually
needs to.
allow there to be a leverage used. Because
I
otherwise you're
think
just at the mercy of the refs.
yeah, literally. I think it should be that coaches should get one coach's challenge in clutch time because there is a statistical like way of measuring what is clutch time.
Well,
So
what
like
does the review center have available? What are they allowed to do? Are
they can
are
only
they just called upon by refs type of thing or like
yeah
what?
they can
Really?
only they can only do it during a coach's challenge. You can only go and review something during a coach's challenge.
See, that seems ridiculous to
So
me. If you have
once per
people
team per
watching
game.
all of these review cameras to monitor for this shit, why are they not enforcing anything?
Yep, it's awful. So they got to work on that. I think the NBA should implement some form of new rule that helps at least people who are willing to try and challenge those kinds of things. Not necessarily give like a coach like unlimited coach challenge or give a coach like
No,
more than
because it can
two.
sway very easily the other way as well.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Do it in clutch time because like that's when it matters the most, and that's when you need one the most. And only give them one so that they can pick the moment that they want to really try and do it. And if you don't get clutch time, they don't get one, which is fine. Because if you're not in clutch time, why would they need it?
Exactly.
So, the the NBA's got to work on that. I was gonna put that in as a note, but I wasn't sure if it was a big enough talking point. Clearly, it is. It is a big enough talking point because we just talked about it for like 5 minutes.
Well,
But now we should
got a
move
little
on to
spicy
the
there.
we should move on to the All-Star game a little bit. So the All-Star starters got named. In the Eastern Conference, you had Giannis, KD, Jason Tatum, Donovan Mitchell, Kyrie Irving. I had Giannis, KD, Jason Tatum, Donovan Mitchell, Tyrese Halliburton.
Gotcha.
I would have understood Jaylen Brown being there.
A little bit
I personally
more.
had Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah, Kyrie's a
I'm
little
not-
bit of a surprise to me.
I'm not huge on Kyrie being there. I understand that Kyrie is like he's doing well this season, but personally, I don't think he plays enough
Well, I think
to
that
warrant a starting position.
I think that like, Tyrese Halliburton and who else did you say? Jalen Brown. I think they both warrant it a little bit more for me.
Yeah.
And also, I can't help the fact that I'm biased and don't like Kyrie Irving as a human. So
That's
I
fair,
think
that's fair.
that in itself, being so recent, is almost kind of. I know it shouldn't in a way, but it kind of should. You're representing the game of basketball. I think getting the All Star nod is a little bit sweep that under
Yeah.
the rug type of thing, and I don't appreciate that. I would have
I
enjoyed
think
seeing
I
Jalen
think
Brown there a lot
Tyrese
more.
I think Tyrese and Jalen Brown are going to be reserves,
I think so.
but
I think you're right, but
I would have preferred to see one of them in that starting position.
yeah,
In the West, we had LeBron, Nikola Jokic, Zion Williamson, Stephen Curry, Luka Doncic. I had LeBron, Nikola Jokic, Lowry Markkanen, Luka Doncic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
yeah. There's that Shea snub, but
The Zion one, I understand. I'm okay with the Zion one over
yeah, that
Lowry.
one's all
That's
right.
fine. I can understand Zion over Lowry especially because the Jazz have been slipping recently. So like, I get that. Lowry's still playing out of his mind, but like
Yeah, but
Zion's
it's fair.
the Pelicans are what like
It's the same reason we're about to criticize Curry being here, right?
the thing
Team's
with
slipping.
Curry is Shea
Team's not
deserves to be over Curry.
Yes.
Curry is, if you're going all time, yeah, obviously Curry over Shea. But this season, Shea
That's
is
not what the
statistically
All-Star
having
game
a
is.
better season than Stephen Curry is.
Yes, he is.
In almost every facet, Shea is having a better career or better season than Stephen Curry is.
Careful, Nate. You're gonna get in trouble there.
Yeah, not career. Steph Curry is the greatest point guard of all time. Still, like, but like, I think Shea deserves to be a starter alongside Luka Doncic. People are arguing Ja. I don't think Ja deserves to be a starter. He's
35.
personally, I
5
think
and a half
Memphis
for Shea this year, right?
Yeah. I think Memphis is
One almost.
playing really, really well, and Ja's playing really, really, really well, but it's also they're playing really well as a team, which is why I don't think Ja would be a starter.
27,
Whereas-
6, and 8. 46.5% from the field. He's looking pretty good, Nate. But I do think that Shea honestly should be the one there, even looking at Ja now.
Yeah. I think Shea deserves the starter nod, but I understand why it's Steph. It's a lot of it is fan voting. I think it's like 50% is fan voting or something like that.
That's a lot, man.
Wild, yeah. So I get why Curry's up there. I saw like Austin Reeves had a ton of votes. People were trying to get Andrew Wiggins to be a starter again.
Yeah, that's weird.
Like Warriors and Lakers fans their votes need to count as less.
Yeah, well, they're such huge markets.
Yeah, they're Warriors and Lakers fans. All 5 starters on both of those squads were in like the top 15 or whatever.
That's ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, they need to be cut off. They need to they need to be given one vote and that's it.
None of this daily voting bullshit.
No, or like when everyone else gets 3 times votes, they get one still. Because no, like Warriors and Lakers fans need to calm down. But yeah, that's my rant of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander not being a starter. Zion, I understand. Kyrie, I don't like. Other than that, it matches what I had. So I don't really. Once we get to reserves, though, I'm sure I'll have a lot more to say.
Well, that's where I find it gets more interesting.
Yeah. On to college basketball, though. Something we don't talk about very often. I knew he was doing good because I knew Purdue was doing good.
Yeah.
But I didn't know how good they were doing.
Okay.
Purdue is 21-1 right now.
Jesus.
They're undoubtedly the best team in the country.
Who would they lose to?
I don't know. But currently they're on an 8-game winning streak, which means that they lost like halfway through the season.
Okay.
But they're being spearheaded by 7'4", 295-pound junior Zach Edey, who's averaging 22, 13, and 1.4. With 2.2 blocks a game.
Oh my God, that's not what I expected he'd look like. Oh, wow.
He's a junior at Purdue. He's gone from 8.7 points per game to 14.4 to 22.1. And against Michigan State like a couple nights ago, he put up 38 points and 13 rebounds.
This guy's a monster.
And the craziest thing was he wasn't hitting it wasn't just dunks and layups. He was hitting like hook shots. Like he was out in the mid-range hitting shots.
Wow. This guy, looking at him on a basketball court's intimidating.
Yeah.
Just looking at him on a court.
He's like last year. I knew about him last year because he played alongside Jaden Ivey. So I was like,
This is a big bad
is he-
motherfucker, Nate.
yeah. He was projected to go like second round last year, I'm pretty sure. This year, though, easy first rounder. Easy first rounder.
Yeah, on physicals alone.
He's a lock for player of the year, with the next highest odds being Kansas's Jalen Wilson at plus 800. Jalen Wilson's averaging 21, 8.6, 2.5.
Wow.
I'm going to put this into perspective for you. Oscar Tshiebwe, like the Oscar Tshiebwe, was a negative 150 to win player of the year last year, which was considered like fairly locked in.
Okay.
Edie's sitting at negative 500.
Oh, wow. Holy shit.
That's crazy. That would pay out if you bet $100 on him to win. That would give you $20.
Dude.
Whereas if you bet on Wilson, it would pay out $800.
Dude.
This guy is wild. Like him
Talk
and
about an
Wembanyama are in the
upset.
same draft class.
Talk about a betting upset.
I know, right? Like if Jalen Wilson wins it, but like this man is at such a lock that you're making a fifth of what you're betting.
That's crazy, dude.
If I bet $10, I would make like what, $2 out of it?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, it wouldn't.
Yeah,
You'd scroll by that and go, "I'm not betting that."
Yeah, I'd be like, that's not worth it. He's first in win shares per 40 at 328%, like so 33%.
Right.
No one else is above 295.
Oh.
No one is even like most players aren't even near 300. He's at 328.
Dude, that's like hitting 400 in baseball. Like
This man is like almost single-handedly responsible for Purdue winning their games. So per 40, he is responsible for 33% of Purdue's wins.
That is so fucked, dude.
He's first in offensive box plus minus at a plus 11. So when he's on the court, Purdue scores on average is winning by 11 points on average.
That's so insane.
When he plays. And then he's first in offensive rebound percentage at 21%.
That just adds up. If he did nothing else, he would be doing that.
Yeah, that's wild. Like, if he comes to the NBA and isn't a prolific scorer,
7'4", 295 is.
Yeah.
That's so big.
Yeah. Like, even if he comes to the NBA and he's not a prolific scorer, this man is a rebounding machine.
There's not a door in the world he fits through.
No. And he knows how to play the pick and roll. He has high IQ. He played with Jaden Ivey. So if he goes to Detroit, Jalen Duren and Jaden Ivey with Zach Edey.
Nobody's ever scoring on Detroit again.
And then you have Cade Cunningham too.
Dude.
And Isaiah Stewart. Oh my God. I would become a Detroit fan, to be honest.
What happens if you draft Wemby and then you snag this guy at like late lottery?
Oh, you just win. You run the Cleveland Twin Towers and you win. This man covers the paint. Wemby covers the rest of the court.
Yeah, it literally. Dude, oh, this is fun. I love this. Good find, dude.
And best part of all, shout out Canadian. This man is born in Toronto and he plays for the national team during the NBA season.
No way.
Shout out. I got to see him play live next to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. One of the greatest things I've ever seen.
I think this might be one of my new favorite players of anything at all.
Are you becoming a Purdue fan now for basketball?
Maybe I should, yeah.
The second March Madness happens, my eyes will be glued to the TV. Every Purdue game that they play, every Purdue game that's on there, I'm watching. Oh yeah. Well, you bet for March Madness, I'm covering almost all of it.
Let's go.
It's gonna be an exciting time. So if you're still around during March Madness, you should tune in.
Literally zero things going on in baseball in March, so don't worry.
So it blows my mind that he's a negative 500 and Oscar Tshiebwe was a negative 150. This man has like 4 times what
It's the
Oscar
most
Tshiebwe
like just
had.
overwhelming favorite odds I can imagine
Yeah,
for
like
college basketball.
he's such a lock that people are like, just give it to him now.
There's no way he loses it at this point.
No, unless he just gets like injured and he's just out for the rest of the year.
I guess.
That's like he's
Even
not.
then.
But even then, he still probably would be the favorite because like look at what he's doing now. They're 21-1, and he's responsible for 33% of their wins.
That's 7 if you're good at math.
That's nuts.
He's won 7 games alone for them.
Yeah, he is single-handedly responsible for 7 wins.
Insane.
That's absurd. And having a plus minus of plus 11. Like your team is winning by double digits when you step foot on the court.
That's so funny, dude. Like just the power you must feel. Like to be that size and that impactful in every facet of a major sport. Like, dude, I've never been that good even remotely at anything ever.
No,
I can't fathom how you must just to step onto the court and know I'm making an 11-point difference and I've won 7 games for arguably the best team in the country right now.
Yeah.
How am I not the greatest?
Like this man is going crazy right now. Like obviously this level of success isn't going to translate to the NBA. But some of it will. Some of it will.
Some of it will.
Like his rebounding is still going to be rebounding.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he might get bullied out by players who understand boxing out a little bit better.
But that won't matter after a few years.
No, eventually he'll learn and he'll just start grabbing rebounds over people.
I love it.
Like he's not the most finesse guy, but like that's why you draft Victor Wembanyama, right? Like,
no, he's not because he's 7'4", 295.
Yeah, like no, he's like a more raw Shaq. He's like a raw, he's just like a more raw Shaq.
Tell me that doesn't get every franchise excited.
Like I could see him going late lottery to like beginning of the late first round.
I'd love to see somebody just yank him in the lottery and just go all out on him. Like you're starting.
Just,
you
just
like you're playing
dive full in on Zach Edey.
That'd be great.
Like I think the only factor out of all of this that makes him not as appealing to NBA franchises is the fact that he's a junior.
I like him going to Cleveland, dude. I want to see him in Cleveland.
Him with Evan Mobley and Jared Allen.
I want to see him in Cleveland.
I would never touch the paint. I'd try to only play out on the perimeter at that point.
You have to.
Like you can't go in. You can't go into. You have 3 of arguably
Zion,
probably.
Like who else is going to drive the paint?
Those are probably like the 3 best blockers in basketball.
That's what they have to be.
Like, what are you doing? That's terrifying. I would want to see him seeing him in Detroit would be really cool.
I think that's what. If I'm Detroit, that's making my mouth water.
Oh yeah, but I mean, if I'm Detroit, I want Wemby, but like you can probably grab him late first round.
Yeah, but how many picks does
pair him and
Detroit
Wemby?
have? They have to have a couple this year, right? Like
true. Maybe seeing him in Boston with Robert Williams.
I've always said that like Robert Williams needs somebody else because he's great, but I think for what he does, he's undersized, which is a weird thing to say.
Him and the Time Lord together,
dude.
That'd
be great. That would be really fun to see.
Jason Tatum shifts over to the 3.
Yeah.
You have Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart run the 1-2.
Yeah.
And then get Malcolm Brogdon off the bench.
Oh, that makes Boston really scary.
Oh yeah. That is terrifying.
That is 6 of the best rotation players you could probably have type of thing.
If that doesn't make Boston more of a contender than they already are, I don't know what does.
That's like a finals favorite.
Yeah, you swap out Al Horford for Zach Edey.
Yeah, that's great.
Boston, you know what to do. I'm never a Boston fan, but like I mean, I used to be a Boston fan when Isaiah Thomas played there, but I'm not normally a Boston fan. But if they don't draft Zach Edey, I'm gonna be a little annoyed with them. I mean, if they have the chance to draft him and they don't, because if he's gone by the time he gets
exactly.
But like. Yeah, I want to see Zach Edey picked up first round. If he isn't, I'm gonna be a little annoyed, but
I think
that's
Boston
okay.
to me right now, like I think that makes more sense than Cleveland. I don't know if it's as
Yeah,
entertaining in my head, but that
but I think
that
Boston would
feels like a
be
really
really
good
impressive.
move.
Oh yeah, that would be really entertaining. Speaking of entertaining, we're gonna move on to the NHL with their All Star games coming up.
Yes, it is.
Chandler Stevenson from the Golden Knights is going to be replacing teammate Matty Beniers at the All Star game due to injury.
All right.
Huge news, but figured we should put it out there since people would still like to know.
Shitty to be Matty Beniers. That sucks.
Yeah, I mean you still get the All Star nod, but you
I
don't get to
know, but
play.
playing in the game is the fun part.
Oh yeah, of course. The Bruins have officially lost more than 10 total games, but they're still under 10 regulation losses. They currently sit at plus 500 odds on FanDuel. The next highest is Colorado at 750, which is still crazy because that means that the Bruins are like unanimously the favorite.
Yeah, that's pretty
They
overwhelming.
sit alone at the top
By
which is
250, which is not a
which is
small
still
margin.
quite a bit. That's still like quite a bit. I mean, I have the Bruins winning it obviously because like again, it's one of those teams that you could be different and say it's not going to be the Bruins, and you could give a different team, but like look at them.
Right. How do you deny it?
How do you? It's like when the Warriors were on their like 5 final streak or whatever, like the 3 titles and 5 finals.
Other teams
Like
are great, but
yeah,
they'll
no,
play
eventually you
Cleveland.
just go,
But
oh, the Warriors are gonna win it all. Like
right.
I'm a diehard Raptors fan, and when we went against them, I was like, well, we're not winning.
No, not at all. I had no assumption we did, but that's why that shot is so incredible.
Oh yeah, the Kawhi shot was beautiful.
But that's why it's so incredible.
I mean, yeah, I didn't
it
think we were
really
making
was.
past
It
Philly,
felt
to be
like
honest
David
with
and
you.
Goliath, and that was the dagger in the heart of the beast. Like that's what that felt like.
That was a good finals run. That we should rewatch that finals run one day.
We should. I'd love that. Now that
That'd be a
I've
good
watched
time.
The Last Dance like 100 times, I just want like every one of my favorite seasons or finals runs
Yeah,
or playoff, like
I just
whatever it
want
is. I just want them made for those.
you know how ESPN does like the 30 for 30 or whatever.
Yes, sir.
They should do one for every NBA season.
That'd be
Like at the
sick.
end of every NBA
I
season, they
like
like
going through the old
follow the
NFL
champion.
film stuff because they like if you watch their old Super Bowl videos, their little documentaries they have on each Super Bowl, those are fucking fantastic. Go watch the first 4, 5, 6 Super Bowls on NFL films in like not the actual games because you can watch those too. They're great. Watch the little NFL films like documentaries on them, and it's like it's why it makes you a sports fan. That's what's the magic of
Oh
sports.
yeah,
It's in
for sure.
that.
I got my eye on the 3 of you guys. You pull one thing, you're out of this game. Now I run a clean game here. I have any trouble, I'll suspend you. I'm listening to a fucking song!
And now, unfortunately, we got to go on to some sad news before moving on to the other news.
Absolutely. This is huge.
Blackhawks legend, hockey legend, and Hall of Famer Bobby Hull passes away at 84.
Couldn't
He
believe
became
it when I
the
saw this.
me neither. He became the first NHLer to score over 50 goals in a season, with 610 career goals, 1,170 points in 1,063 games.
An
He was
absolute
also
man of men.
the only father-son duo with son Brett Hull to have both won the Hart Trophy. For those who don't know, that's basically the MVP award.
And that's what I was going to say is one of the best hockey families of all time
Oh,
as
for
well.
sure. And Travis, I know you had some extra notes on him, so if you want to,
Yeah, I mean,
take it away.
I had his hockey reference page pulled up because it's hard, especially not being a huge hockey fan, to really capture like how
Yeah.
good some of these players were. Looking at this page, obviously he won a championship. He played in the WHA before the NHL as well, and was the greatest player there. 3-time Art Ross, 2-time, like I said, Hart MVP, 12-time All-Star, won the Lady Byng. He's on the 100th anniversary team. And also something of note, he played for the St. Catharines Teepees as an amateur team.
Oh, no way.
Nate, I think if you go to the Meridian Center in that little like historical museum
the little
corner thing they
historical
have,
corner.
I think there's a thing on Bobby Hull. I could be mistaken, but I think I remember reading
I don't know.
that.
I worked there and I never went to that section. So
It's cool to look through, but I think I remember seeing something there. I could be wrong. But yeah, I think that like it's hard to, like I said, really realize how good some of these players were. But I just think that this is one of the best hockey families ever. He's one of the all times, and
he had an
really
impact
sad.
when like we're not huge hockey people and we're still sad that he's gone.
Yeah, oh yeah. I think anybody who's ever heard of hockey has heard of Bobby Hull, at least his
And the whole
son.
family. Yeah,
Exactly.
So that's an unfortunate passing.
Absolutely.
Best wishes go out to the whole family. And should we move on to some other notes?
Yeah. There's really dick all going on my end, Nate. I'm not gonna lie. We do have another this day in sports, and a few of these are fun. I'm not gonna lie. 1934, former Australian cricket spin bowler, and I only have this here because of this name, Bert Ironmonger.
What a
Ends
name.
Sheffield Shield career, age 51 years, 298 days. So not only does he have one of the greatest names ever, but he was playing cricket like
At half a
probably
century old.
probably before the year 1900.
True. Actually, yeah, no, he would have been.
And his name's Bert Ironmonger.
That's crazy. Imagine starting your cricket career in like 1890 something.
Yeah, like 1897, he's probably playing like some level of pro cricket.
Yeah. That's wild.
And by the time you're done, there's like airplanes and shit.
You're like, whoa, what happened?
That's
Imagine it's all one game. It's all
Could
one
you
game.
imagine a guy born in like the late 1800s at 50 years old in the early 1900s when the world is still a horribly racist, terrible, awful, Jesus, like God-fearing kind of place? I imagine on that side of the world, it might have been a little bit stranger even. And
Yeah.
you go from literally like horseback in the desert type of living to wicker furniture in the sky on metal birds by the end of it. And he's a 50-year-old man playing cricket. There's got to be some brain damage and crazy shit there, right? What was
Must have been
playing with him like?
I have
Like
no
that
idea.
must have been one of the ultimate characters of cricket.
Oh, for sure, for sure. His name's Bert Ironmonger.
That alone.
How could it not be? Like,
The kind of guy who had never ever had want or need for a nickname in his entire life.
both his names are nicknames.
Exactly.
So, like, it doesn't matter.
1966, Ard Shank skates a world record 1500 meter, 2 minutes, 5.2 seconds. I assume that is, Nate?
I would assume so. That's 1,500 meters, so it's like,
Something about, I don't know why I added this one. It just kind of captured me. Like 1966,
I didn't
skating
realize that
a
thing.
kilometer and a half in 2 minutes seems shady when I picture it.
That's fair.
Like, what kind of skates was he using? You know what I mean?
I don't know. Maybe just he knew how to. Maybe he had really good like legs. He just knew how to get thrust.
Maybe. I'd like to see a video of something like that.
Maybe it was downhill.
That'd be entertaining. That'd be entertaining
It was
as
just a
shit.
line downhill.
Like,
Well, they
it'd
need
be
to
like
bring
the
back
Red Bull like downhill skating
Crash
shit
Test. Yeah,
in
the Crash Test.
1960. That'd be
Need to bring it
wild.
back. I would watch that again.
For sure. 1968 NFL Draft. Ron Yeri from USC is picked by the Minnesota Vikings. I like looking at crazy old NFL drafts and who they pick because Ronald Yeri is a tackle, which normally you wouldn't take a tackle in the first overall spot. But
True.
looking at his page, he's a Hall of Famer.
Clearly, it worked out. Yeah.
7-time Pro Bowl, 6-time All-Pro. He won a championship, and he's on the Hall of Fame All 1970s team.
He has
So-
1 reception in his entire career for 5 yards.
That's incredible. That's incredible. That's like yeah, look, he's 34 in Minnesota, one of his last years there. That's like give it to the old man. Like he needs,
Yeah.
you're gonna give him a shining moment type of thing. But no, that's great. I love seeing the old play. Even if you look at his Football Reference page, look how handsome he is, Nathan.
Oh,
Look how
You're
that's
football.
old black
Look at
and
that
white, the jawline, the movie star hair.
crazy.
This guy should have been playing opposite John Wayne as like, his protege in every movie they did. This guy looks fucking awesome. He played at USC in like
His name
the
was
50s,
Anthony
60s.
Ronald Geary.
He would have
What
played
an-
there in like the 60s, right? Late 60s? Yeah, because he got drafted
Probably,
66, what did I say? 68.
Yeah.
He's playing in Southern California football, looking like that, 1966.
And you're not an actor.
Tell me that he didn't have any girl he wanted, right?
That's wild. That's
Monster.
crazy.
1971, UCLA starts 88-game winning streak for their basketball program. I didn't realize that's how good they were.
That was Kareem?
What's that, late 60s, early 70s? Wasn't it like UCLA was just one of the greatest, if not the greatest teams in the country?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was during like the Kareem time.
That's fucking awesome. But dude, 88 straight games is how many seasons? 4?
That's
3?
about probably.
That is stupid.
Oh no, it wasn't even. It wasn't even. It was Bill Walton that led that
Or
team.
Bill, that ugly motherfucker. Oh,
Bill Walton's a
really?
legend.
That's great. No, he's one of the greatest players ever, but not an easy guy to look at. No,
Oh,
neither
no.
am I, but 1973 NFL draft, John Matuzak from the University of Tampa was the first pick by the Houston Oilers. Nathan, do you recognize the name John Matuzak? You don't.
No.
John Matuzak, he's a good football player. He's also who played Goonies, Slug.
Oh,
Sloth.
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 Oh.
That's who's playing Sloth, is John Matuzak.
Oh, okay.
If you Google him, there's a picture of
Yeah,
him.
there's a picture of Sloth right there.
There is, but there's a picture of him and Mr. T, and they're in football gear.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure why, what, where, how. But is the guy who played Mr. T also a football player? What's his name? Hold on, Mr. T. What's his real fucking name here? Lawrence True. No, B.A. Brackus. That's what I was thinking of. Is Mr. T football? After leaving the military, he tried out to play football for the Green Bay Packers, but a knee injury ended that. Okay, so that must have been at some point when they were both on the Packers, maybe?
I think that was a Patriots though, wasn't it?
The old jerseys are weird, dude. I don't fucking know.
I think
But the point is,
Patriots could have been the Packers.
Sloth was a first overall pick in the NFL.
That's
So
amazing. That's beautiful news.
1990 LA center Wayne Gretzky sets NHL record by scoring his 100th point of the season for the 11th straight season. I'm pretty sure that record still stands today.
I'm probably.
That is ridiculous.
I know he also holds the record for the most Hart trophies too.
Really?
Yeah, because I think he won like 8 consecutive.
Holy shit. 1996 future basketball Hall of Famer Magic Johnson comes out of a 5-year retirement and helps the LA Lakers to 128-118 win over Golden State. He had 19 points, 8 rebounds, and 10 assists. I didn't know he came back, Nate. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I knew he came back because I think there was like they like figured out he wouldn't be able to transmit it to people as long as he like did something.
Okay,
So
I'm
then he was
not
able
going to
to-
step into the territory because I don't know enough.
I'm not
But-
gonna talk too much about medical stuff because I don't know. I'm not.
We're game designers. I don't know. 2002, Utah's Karl Malone becomes the second player in NBA history to register 34,000 career points, and at that point became second all time behind Kareem, which I believe he was who LeBron passed, right?
Yeah, he is indeed who LeBron
There
passed.
you go.
And James Harden is currently making his way out that list too.
Yeah,
People don't talk
and
about him. James Harden's sitting up fourth.
really, that's where he
I
is?
think so. I think he's pretty high up. Let me check.
Well, this definitely helped because in 2018, Houston forward James Harden puts up highest scoring triple-double in NBA history, 60, 10 rebounds, and 11 assists.
Oh no, it's I think it was either triple doubles or double doubles then.
Okay.
That James Harden is pretty high up there.
I'd imagine because what was that run in 2018? Didn't he have like 12 games in a row where he scored over 50 or something?
Something like that.
Like, I remember how good he really was.
Yeah, James Harden is sitting at 27th right now all time.
Wow, that's wild. And that's his day in sports. It's a good this day in sports, right? I told you.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Some fun points.
You trying to say Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball?
In baseball, whoa, I don't have it in my voice there. My allergies are really doing weird shit to me today, man. The Mets have signed Jeff McNeil to a 4-year, $50 million extension. It's a lot of money for Jeff McNeil, but it's fucking great for him. He's like a batting title type of guy. I'm excited. Steve Cohen decided that none of the guys who everybody thought were going to leave the Mets were going to leave the Mets. He just paid them. So that's interesting. It's a good way to do business.
Yeah.
And the Rays have extended a player, which is just such a foreign sentence to say. It's not something you hear. They extend Yandy Diaz, 3 years, $24 million. That's a great deal for everybody, I think. Honestly, I think Yandy's like an incredible fit for the Rays lineup and for how they play baseball, and I'm really happy about that. I like him playing there, which is not something I say about a lot of people. And then I do have kind of a fun thing when I was looking for some ideas on what to do today. There's something called the Knickerbocker rules, and Nate, I apologize for how horrible this page is. But the Knickerbocker rules, if you don't know, are basically the first rules of baseball. They were adopted in 1845, and this is kind of the name of them because this is what the team gave themselves when they ratified these rules. The Knickerbocker Baseball Club, which Knickerbocker is a New York thing. It's what they call people from New York, the Knicks. You know, like it's a word that has a bit of a history, but there were 20 rules adopted that day, and that's kind of what our rules today have fallen into. So I was going to go through them, and I don't know if we'll go through all of them or not, but there's probably some really weird stuff in here, and I did read through these a long time ago and remember liking it and adding it to the list. So I just kind of trusted past me on this one, but I'll just kind of read through them, Nate. If you find one that you like, shout it out. Members must strictly observe the time agreed upon for exercise and be punctual in their attendance. So,
a practice
formal way to say show up. When assembled for exercise, the president, in his absence, the vice president, shall appoint an umpire who shall keep the game in a book provided for that purpose and note all violations of the bylaws and rules during the time of exercise. So it was like golf at one point. He'd like lean back and it's a ball, it's a strike. He stole the base. He just write. He was the scorekeeper.
He just sits there and writes stuff.
It's weird. It's a lot of power to give to a guy sitting behind the plate. There has to be captains. The presiding officer shall designate 2 members as captains who shall retire and make the match to be played, observing at the same time that the players opposite to each other should be nearly as equal as possible, the choice of sides to be then tossed for, and the first in hand to be decided in like manner. Nate, definition, bud? You
So
gotta
were they
have
the managers?
captains. They have to make sure the players opposite each other should be as nearly equal as
So
possible.
they had to try and assemble as equal team as possible.
And then you toss for sides. And the first in hand to be decided. I don't know what that part means.
That was weird. I don't know, dude.
This is weird. Did they just make new teams every time they put
I
a
guess
game
so.
together?
I
So
guess, yeah.
It's just Sandlot baseball.
Yeah.
The bases shall be from home to second base, 42 paces. Okay, yeah, so that's just the distance.
That makes sense, yeah.
The stump match shall be played on a regular day of exercise. No stump match shall be played on a regular day of exercise. So you can't
I have no
practice and
idea.
play on the same day?
Maybe, I guess.
If there should not be a sufficient number of members of the club present at the time agreed upon to commence exercise, gentlemen not members may be chosen to make up the match. So they could just
What?
pick people out of the crowd.
There could be someone in the crowd and they're just like, you play.
Hey, we're 3 guys short. Anybody want to hop on the field? If members appear after the game is commenced, they may be chosen in if mutually agreed upon. The game to consist of 21 outs or aces, but at the conclusion an equal number of hands must be played. So that's just setting up innings. The ball must be pitched, not thrown for the bat. What does that mean?
Is that not what a pitch is?
That's weird.
Okay.
A ball knocked out of the field or outside the range of the first and third base is foul. No home runs, babe. No home runs. Not
It
allowed.
had to be infield. It had to be infield.
That's hilarious.
Oh wait, no, never mind. It's saying to the sides of first and third. Wait, no, out of the
Outside
field. Oh, so
range.
okay, if it was a home run, it was a foul. And then if it went wide, it was a foul.
I
Yeah, so
guess.
no home runs, yeah.
3 balls being struck at and missed is a handout.
Handout, which is out.
Yeah. If not fair, the striker bound. So even then, if it wasn't a strike, you could run and they'd throw you out at first. Wow.
Okay.
That's basically just the same thing now. That's pretty cool. If a ball be struck or tipped and caught, either flying or on the first bound, it is a handout. I like there was.
Oh, so it could bounce. It could bounce and you could catch it and it would be an out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it either flying or on the first bound. So that means
Huh.
it could hit the ground, and if it bounced back up and you caught it,
So you had to hit
then they
that
would
shit
be
to the
out.
gaps, my friend.
Yeah, you had to, or just like line drives
Pound
constantly.
that thing into the ground.
Line drives are probably the most valuable thing back then.
I guess, yeah. A player running the bases shall be out, and if the ball is in the hands of an adversary on the base or the runner is touched with it before he makes his base, it being understood, however, that in no instance is a ball to be thrown at him. Okay?
So it's just the regular outs.
I guess. A player running who shall prevent an adversary from catching or getting the ball before making his base is out. Okay.
Yeah.
3-hand
3
round,
outs,
all out.
you're
Yeah.
out.
Players must take their strike in regular turn. Oh, there's a batting order.
Yep.
All disputes and differences relative to the game to be decided by the umpire from which
That
there
checks
is
out.
no appeal. Fair. No ace or base can be made on a foul strike.
That's normal.
Fair. A runner cannot be put out in making one base when a balk is made on the pitcher.
I have no idea what that
They had
means.
fucking balks at. Oh, wow. But one base allowed when a ball bounds out of the field when struck. So if
So
you
you
hit it and
could-
it bounced out, you got one base.
You get one base, but only one base. You couldn't go past. So if it landed inbounds and then bounced out of bounds, you only got one base out of it, regardless
Yeah.
of how far you ran.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
And that's why we had fucking 40 years of dead ball, my friend.
The Knickerbocker rules,
The
ladies and
Knickerbocker rules. We should go try and play baseball like that.
gentlemen. Using the Knickerbocker
That
rules.
sounds so painful.
Someone hits a
boring.
dinger and you're like, ah, that's a foul, buddy.
Ah,
All right. Now for some draft time to round out the episode.
indeed.
Before we get started, I have a few little facts that I found
Okay.
about 1-1s.
Okay.
So in 1947, first pick Clifton McNeely opted to not play pro basketball in favor of becoming a basketball coach for Pampa High School in Texas.
I mean, in 1947, what were you gonna get for playing
So
pro
the
basketball?
very first overall pick decided to just become a basketball coach instead.
Probably a guy who went, "What the fuck? This isn't gonna amount to anything.
This
I'm
isn't
just
gonna work.
I'm gonna
This
go back
isn't
and
gonna
teach.
turn
I'll
into
make way
anything."
more money."
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Prior to 1966, teams were given a territorial pick.
Yeah, I've heard of
So what
these
they could
before.
do
A lot of sports
is they
have
could,
these.
yeah, they could forfeit their first round pick to pick a player within a 50-mile radius of its home arena in order to improve support for that team. Some
This is
notable
why
players
teams
include
like the Cardinals and the Dodgers and stuff in baseball had like 60 minor league
Yeah.
teams throughout,
yeah.
like up until 1970, because anybody in their territory they just had.
Yeah. Some of the notable players are Paul Arizin, Tommy Hazon, Wilt Chamberlain, Oscar Robertson, Dave DeBoucher, Jerry Lucas, and Gail Goodrich. Imagine getting Wilt off of a territorial pick.
Wait, so that does that mean Wilt was in the territory of Minnesota?
No, he would have been in Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. Okay, yeah, right.
And Oscar Robertson counted as a first overall pick because the team that used their territorial pick also had the first overall pick,
Oh,
which was
fair
like
enough.
Cincinnati, I think. So they just
So-
counted as the first overall pick.
There you go. Well, that's
I don't
interesting.
know. I don't know why you'd be like, as the first overall pick, you'd just be like, we're gonna sacrifice our pick to get Oscar Robertson. Like, okay, well, you have the first overall pick anyway. So
Yeah, you could just take
could
him.
have just picked him. Yeah, it's like
Fair
the Bulls taking Derrick Rose. Like,
Yeah,
imagine if the
exactly.
Bulls were just like territorial pick. Obviously, that's not a thing anymore.
No,
but like,
but it's funny.
Well, we're waiting.
anyway, shall we get on to our 1-1s draft?
Yeah, do you want to say you just kind of went into this, I think.
Oh, true. I should give some context. So basically, what we're doing is NBA 1-1s. So first round, first pick. You get all players are going to be in their prime. You get to pick a starting lineup. So 2 guards, 2 forwards, a center, and then 5 players on your bench. We're then going to put them in 2K, put them up against each other in a 7-game series, and see who wins.
And unlike the baseball one, Nate's actually going to be able to achieve this. That's the important
Yes,
step.
it's not as complicated. 2K is a little bit more well-rounded for this kind of stuff.
So yeah, so we're gonna do. Are we gonna do snake draft or what? How are we? Are we?
We're gonna
going back
do-
and forth.
Yeah, we're going back and forth. You get first overall pick because this is my sport, and
we
okay, you can take it
off.
away.
But because of you, I'm gonna refer to him only by this name for this point. I'm going to take Lou Alcindor first.
Oh,
Because I
that's
never
not who I
knew
thought you were gonna take.
that was his name originally. I didn't know that was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's
Yeah, that
birth name, I assume.
that was actually a fake name that he used in the States. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is his birth name.
Really? Okay, cool.
Yes.
Okay, there. That's really interesting. See, I didn't
Yeah, it
know
was
that
the opposite
story.
way around.
Okay, great. So I wanted to make sure. I hoped I wasn't like insulting him, but no, that's. I feel better about not knowing that. But
Yeah.
no, that's great. I wanted to make sure I took him. I wanted to make sure I pounded that into my head, and it's Kareem. So I'm sorry. I'm gonna take Kareem.
All right, that's okay because I'm gonna take LeBron James.
Oh, really? You're gonna? Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm
Wow.
gonna take LeBron nice and
I thought
early.
LeBron was going second round, to be honest.
Absolutely not. I thought he was going first.
That makes
So I
it
was like,
super.
I was prepared to lose LeBron, and then you were
So-
like,
I can just have Oscar Robertson then.
yes, you can just have Oscar Robertson. He's all yours.
Wow.
That's okay. I wasn't going for the Big O second anyway.
Okay.
I was actually going for someone that would pair very well with LeBron, in my opinion.
Okay.
We're gonna grab Hakeem Olajuwon
Okay. Fair enough. I knew this
to
was.
run my center.
Yeah. Okay. So I think this is fun, dude. I love this. So can I then have one Magic Johnson, please?
You may have one Magic Johnson to pair with your Oscar Robertson. Okay. That was my other guard pick. So that
I
was
thought it might be.
my guard pick. So I was I should maybe go fishing for some guards now. We're gonna grab one Allen Iverson then
Ooh, that I was
to
hunting
round out my
AI.
guards.
Ah, man. Considering I do need some forwards right now, I'm gonna take Elgin Baylor.
Ooh, okay. Big move, big move.
Big
I could see
move.
that working out for you. We should probably finish off the guard situation since it starts to get a little scarce
It
down
gets
there.
scary.
I think we will grab. Ooh, I already have a dribble god, so I'm gonna go for some athleticism in Derrick Rose.
Whoa, okay. Derrick Rose was a sleeper pick in my mind. On
I
my
think
board,
he's gonna
sorry.
pan out well for me.
Ah. See, now I'm in a position where I could go a couple of different ways.
You are indeed.
Think I want to take Zion.
Oh, okay. Not the pick I thought you were gonna do.
I think I want to
Not
lock
where I
him
thought you were
down.
going. I will counter your Zion by picking myself a Tim Duncan.
Okay, all right.
And now we're onto the benches. So now you could just pick whatever. You don't need a round out. It could be positionless pretty much at this point.
Didn't get him. Cade Cunningham.
Cade Cunningham. Oh,
Cunningham's
okay.
gonna be my sixth man, I think.
Cade Cunningham. I'm gonna go big. We're gonna take Shaquille O'Neal.
Really? Okay. I thought you
I didn't
would
think
do
he was
that.
gonna fall this far.
No,
this far,
I
but,
thought he might, but I had a backup which I want to take now, and that's Patrick Ewing.
Ah, okay.
Because I was torn between Shaq and Patrick, but I figured that I was either I might not get Kareem, and I figured I might not get another good big, because after these
So you
four
needed,
guys, it's hard. I didn't think Shaq or Patrick would be worth a top round pick like we have, but I'm glad it fell this way.
Ooh, this is a tough one for me. I'm gonna grab another center. We're going with a big roster here. I'm gonna grab another center, and I'm gonna take me I'm gonna take myself Yao Ming.
Wow. I was thinking about, yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think overall his career has a little bit more shine than his stats do for me.
I think I would be able to make him work in this roster.
In this roster, he fits well, I think. Got 3 spots left, eh?
3 spots left.
1 second here. Oh, I didn't want that. I can autofill on Google. Okay, I thought so. So what's my guard situation?
God, the Big O and Magic and Cade Cunningham.
Give me Anthony Edwards, bro.
Anthony Edwards, really?
Yeah, I want
Okay.
Anthony Edwards.
I think I'm gonna have to round up my guard play a little bit. It's pretty scarce right now, so we're gonna throw Kyrie Irving in there, get both dribble gods.
Fair enough.
I may not be a fan of the player, but I am a fan of his game, so.
I think this one might. Okay, yeah. I think I've got it locked down for my last two. I think I want to take Elton Brand here.
Ooh, okay. I will be taking. Give me a prime Anthony Davis.
That's a good one.
I think that's a good one to go with. I need a little bit of shooting. he can definitely give that to me.
I think I want to round it out here and finish off with Elvin Hayes.
Elvin Hayes, little big man down low.
Yeah, I like this big team that I'm trying to work on the back end here.
I got Allen Iverson. I got Kyrie Irving. I got Derrick Rose. That's a pretty athletic team right there, if I'd
That's
say so
very
myself.
athletic.
And I think that's some decent passing and something that would go pretty well with that. Some lobs. So I
Yes.
think maybe to catch them, we'll throw a prime Blake Griffin in there.
I was thinking about it because I knew we were gonna do primes. And when you look at Blake Griffin's prime, that shit is menacing, dude.
Yeah, I think we're gonna throw a prime Blake Griffin down there.
That's fun. Dude, you've got okay, this is great. So we're rocking like old school basketball versus
Oh yeah.
like 90s to modern day basketball.
Oh yeah.
This
So
is
we
fun.
got Oscar Robertson, Magic Johnson, Elgin Baylor, Zion Williamson, Louis Elsindor, or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, depending on how you're gonna name them. Cade Cunningham, Patrick Ewing, Anthony Edwards, Elton Brand, and Elvin Hayes for your team. On my side, we got Allen Iverson, Derrick Rose, LeBron James, Tim Duncan, Hakeem Olajuwon, Shaquille O'Neal, Yao Ming, Kyrie Irving, Anthony Davis, Blake Griffin. Those are some rosters.
I cannot wait to see this play out.
Before we leave off too, I need you to pick one current NBA team to represent your roster.
Has to
So
be
I need you to
current.
pick a logo. Yeah, pick a logo for me.
I have so many good expansion ones. Fuck it. Let's take the Celtics.
Okay, the Travis Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
We'll pin them up against. You know what? For history's sake, I'll grab the Lakers.
Okay, there we go. Right on.
That's gonna be weird seeing Elgin Baylor and Magic Johnson on Celtics.
Yeah, I don't know. I have Kareem too. I don't know
Is he-
why I didn't go Lakers. Do you want to swap?
Yeah, we'll swap. We'll swap. I'll go
Let's
Celtics.
swap. That makes way more sense.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There we go.
I was just thinking, I'm like, all-time franchise, Celtics.
Yeah. Okay. You'll take Lakers. I'll take Celtics.
Okay, let's do that.
We'll be reporting back next week with the results.
I cannot wait to see this.
And maybe I'll get some clips too, so that we can toss them in the video.
Oh, that would be so fun. That would be great. Oh man, maybe we can make like a little trailer, little
Maybe.
245, something like that.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
I love it. All right.
All right.
Well, that was a lot of fun, Nate. Thanks for putting that together.
Yeah.
I was looking at some other ones. I think I've got a good one for baseball where we do like a war limitation. So only like
Okay.
X amount of career war. So it's a bunch
be
of
cool. That'd
average
be cool.
guys. So I might look into something like that. But I think we're going to be doing a lot more of these in the coming weeks because news is slow. All
Yeah.
we got is basketball right now. So
Yeah, we might be having some weekly drafts.
if you're enjoying these, I know I am. Comment some ideas, like, subscribe, message us, all that good stuff. And please enjoy the rest of your day.